Hello Guardian, I hope this video finds you well. Today I'll bring you a really special ultimate godlike build, where you almost just left click and you have a permanent uptime of restoration times 2, 25% damage buff, anti-barrier, which also helps you kill shielded enemies and other things, and it's super easy to use, works anywhere and for any kind of player from casual to pro. I will proceed to show you some examples in a high-end game, then I will show you the actual build, some possible changes, some text and why it works, and then I'll even go nice and slow on patrol open world enemies to show you the gameplay loop. After that, we even have some secret dark text coming straight from the 9 to help you. Starting off with the examples, I'll show you quick 3 examples. Solo GM with minus 25 power. The current GM is not the best example, because in the beginning there are 2 servitors together, which may cause enemies to be immune and make you fail the restoration procs and kill you, but whatever. Then Solo Walk Indomitable Pantheon version, where you are minus 15 power. And just a heads up, we have this chart made by MossyMax on Twitter. Huge shout out to him. And at minus 15 Pantheon, we take 59% extra damage, and we also deal 34% less damage than normal. I am also not benefiting from any of the weekly mods, because the current week has Stasis and Dark Surge, and I'm using solar weapons, and the other modifier is currently Quest Warfare, and I am not proccing my quest ability. So if this works here, it works anywhere, in your solo flawless dungeons, in your 3-man nightfalls, anything you want to do and have fun. Oh, and I almost forget, my machine gun in these examples add the boss spec, so no minor or major spec buff, and also in one of the examples I'll just use Sunshot, because realistically in a raid boss encounter you would have your heavy meant for DPS, maybe it's not even a solar weapon to proc the build, so you would realistically kill with another weapon like a primary or waveframe, or a Sunshot or a weapon with incandescent. We'll go on that later, but for now look at the examples. And if you still don't trust me, you can also check the link in the description for my solo flawless Master Lost Sector speedrun in 2 minutes and 36 seconds. Gameplay is really bad, I failed literally everything, but Master in 2 minutes and 36, it's still kinda respectable time. Build. You wanna be on Solar Warlock with Well of Radiance, Healing Rift, Burst Glide, Celestial Fire, Healing Grenade, Ick Dash, Touch of Flame. For fragments, Torches, Empyrean, Searing, Solace. Any special weapon that's decent and of your liking. Solid primary solar or a waveframe. Bonus points for whatever exotic with area of effect and explosion damage, or any weapon with incandescent, such as these examples I'm showing you, or even a good trace rifle. You can also put incandescent on it. Then you can, for example, use a machine gun. Notice that fixed odds is craftable, and I have like 3 of those, but this one is specific to play with this build, because I don't need reload speed, since we will never reload any of our weapons, so I just have field prep instead to greatly increase ammo reserves. Same thing with the other slots and stats. Then it's just tier 10 resilience, tier 10 discipline, because we need our healing knights, and Rain of Fire exotic. This has a bunch of text, but what matters is just that air dodge, which is our Icarus dash, will reload all weapons, regardless of whatever weapon is currently being used. As for mods, doesn't matter that much, but you can copy this page. So heavy ammo scout and finder as usual, harmonic siphon because we are using solar weapons to generate orbs of power, and then our melee generates class and grenade and more grenade. As far as resistances and surges, you should always swap them, matching your current weapon, your current heavy, and current activity you are doing. But this is the most general setup. It's just using whatever solar weapon with solar surges and using something like void solar concussive. This will get you covered for most of the game and most of the beefy high enemies. Quest item, just bomber double time duration. You can also use a triple surge or just two in the scavenger to collect more ammo. If you are liking this guide so far, make sure to check the links in the description and become a Children of the Night by joining my dark Discord, so you can keep learning about these dark secrets coming straight from the Nine. Possible changes. Now, everyone should know this, but usually you will either run with the same loadout or have a double loadout system. So if you are just running around, you can use these exact mods, but in a raid boss encounter or dungeon boss encounter, you maybe want to just have triple surge instead of a scavenger. But in generic content or whatever, you can put the scavenger and just have double surge for extra ammo. Also, in the boss encounter, you would even more realistically just have two loadouts, and on the first loadout you would put whatever mods, but not have any surge, and you would have a healthy or special finisher and whatever other mods to make sure you can store charges. And then on the DPS loadout, you would actually have the double time dilation and the triple surge. If you want more info on this, check my playlist guides in YouTube, and you can find a video talking about armor charges and everything, builds and whatnot, or just ask me in the comments to make a new one specifically on this subject. But this is the thing, and also realistically you can make the build work and proc restoration with just the primary of your choice, and you use whatever heavy weapon to damage the boss. So in this case, you would put the surges matching your heavy, always triple heavy or double heavy and one of the special. For example, easy shot times 4 and Wendigo, I would just put triple void surge or double void and one kinetic, because again, triple heavy or double heavy and one special. I digress. On the quest things, you could also have Empowering Rift if you are a really advanced user, but I find healing just easier to use in general, and if somehow you mess up or get slowed CC'd and lose restoration, because that's possible, you still have your healing Rift to cover you, to give you some time until you have a grenade back. But usually within some time, and if and when you lose restoration or need extra healing on top of it, you will most likely already have your healing nade or rift or both, and you just keep looping infinite. Also, you could swap Solace for whatever fragment like singing to give you a quest ability or anything else. Solace is just here because of the recent nerfs to Empyrean, and now it's a bit harder to proc and maintain the buffs up. As for techs and how does everything work, so our Rain of Fire exotic just reloads weapons when we dodge, for example with Dig Dash. Could also work on strength, but that's another topic. So we shoot a little bit, we just dash and it insta reloads. Now the crazy thing is that this goes even further and reloads all 3 weapons regardless of the one we're using. As for demonstration purposes, you see that all 3 weapons have 0 ammo. Now look what just happens. I dash and doesn't matter what weapon is showing up, all 3 will get insta-reloaded. On top of it, you are very mobile and fast by using Geek Dash. Our healing grenade, since we are a Warlock with Touch of Flame, will give us restoration times 2 instead of just normal restoration. Melee ability just needs to hit, doesn't need to kill or whatever, and this one is like a rocket with really long range. And it will proc torches to give us Radiant. Radiant gives us anti-barrier, which works not only against barrier champions, but will pierce through the shields of shielded enemies and whatnot. Then Empyrean makes it so any solar kill with abilities, supers, whatever, and our procs like incandescent or exotic explosions and weapon solar weapon kills and everything solar will basically proc Empyrean and extend the time duration of our buffs like restoration times 2 and Radiant. Torches will make it so it's easier to start, especially after recent Empyrean nerfs, and Searing will just help us regenerate ability and collect fire sprites to regenerate even more. It's whatever. You could change mostly everything, but this still works. You just need the healing grenade, flame, Geek Dash, and Empyrean. Realistically, you need nothing else, and yeah, it just works. You also don't even need any exotic. You could this is just so you never have to reload, and it just makes it so much easier to keep proccing Empyrean and having infinite uptime on buffs. You could also have Karnsteins to just kill with solar ability, melee ability, normal punch, or just finish an enemy. If you perform a finisher, you get restoration times 2 for 12 seconds. Then you just kill with solar abilities or hot swap to Rain of Fire so you never have to reload again. The possibilities are endless. You could even use a Buried Bloodwine as a special tech to gain Devour, and then you keep the weapon or trade it off for a solar primary. You use Rain of Fire. Now you have just Devour and restoration times 2. Everything up for infinite time. Gameplay loop. Healing nade on the floor and then just left click and shoot. Sometimes you jump and Geek Dash. That's it, you just left click. Bonus points for remembering to press a melee and get Radiant. Now you just shoot. Geek Dash. Also, your Icarus Dash does not spend any kind of cooldown or energy or whatever. It's completely for free and infinite. It just has a 4-second cooldown. Another example is, look at my Sunshot ammunition. It's literally impossible to spend it. So one of the best primaries in the game is behaving like a machine gun with infinite ammo in the mag. What more do you want? Realistically, you could again do this in all 3 characters, because Rain of Fire doesn't matter, it's just so you never reload, especially with a field prep incandescent machine gun to make it even better. But like Hunters have the dodge that reloads the weapon, and with Singing, you kill like 2 or 3 enemies, you gain your dodge back, because you are obviously using Sunshot or Incandescent or whatever weapon that does kind of the same thing, and you are gaining infinite dodges. Titans can just do about the same, they even have easier access to the hammer and keep everything looping even if they have to reload in between. But yeah, Warlock Master Race, Warlocks are just better because you never reload. Before we continue with this Symphony of Destruction and not the Megadeth song, Zer and the Nine have a special message for you. Take really care and do not spread this information with too much of your friends, or a giant scrib will appear. Well, do it at your own risk. More secret text just for you, my children of the night. So, if you merely dash, it's good and all, but it sounds dry and boring. But if you rather jump dash really fast at a certain time frame, if your inputs are precise enough, you will keep the momentum and fly really fast and further away. And also, when you are touching the ground, you can jump again to keep some of the momentum. Bonus points if you also use eager edge and whatnot to move even faster. So you can do really fun stuff and be very fast and mobile, like this. Another really neat thing is if you go to the moon and go to the best raids, aka Garden. You launch Garden, you kill a couple enemies, pass a portal, and within less than a minute you are here on the first encounter. So you have access to Relay Flag, damage test and wipe really quick. It doesn't matter if you are using one weapon, two weapons or triple weapon rotation, you can test it all here, however you want. Let me show you just using heavy weapon, and again, take care to not strafe to the sides with your dash, because you might land in front of your team and just wipe the whole team. So if you are DPSing, you should be shooting and just dashing forward and backward. Let me know in the comments if you already knew about Rain of Fire, or if you will use them after watching this video. Let me also know if there's any exotic that you want me to cover with all of these in-depth specifics. And with all that being said, take care, Guardian, because you are worth it.